Alright, sweet peas, what I'm getting ready to do right now, I'm literally getting ready to play you a segment of a radio show, and I hope he doesn't mind me doing it. It's from Ground Zero. Clyde Lewis is a very good, one of the main reasons why I stick it out with Clyde in reference to, listening to his radio show practically every night, and I'll tell you the reason why I stick it out and keep doing it, is because he's got a national platform. Excuse me. And anybody who uses his national platform to talk about things that's not covered on the mainstream media, things that matter to the average citizen, especially the disabled, senior citizens, okay, kids with autism and Asperger's, the vulnerable, like single women, everybody is equally important, but I'm just saying certain things that are not definitely covered on the mainstream media, he talks about it, and there's a lot to be said for that. Okay, now what you're about ready to hear right now, he is not, hang on a second, excuse me again, I just got done eating dinner. Clyde is not talking about it because of gang stalking, but I want to say something. Right now, you can go to Google and type in at Google a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of a manager of gang stalking. God, look at how dry my hands are. It's because I've been working all day. Anyways, okay, so when you bring this manifesto up, you're going to be able to see that he talks about the fact that he manages a certain type of part of what the syndicate does. Okay? He also talks about quite a few other things. Now, pay close attention in this manifesto concerning the type of people who are part of the syndicate. Police officers, doctors who are called the money bags. Okay? Now listen to what Clyde has to say, and then continue to look in the manifesto concerning about how one of these syndicated doctors will intentionally diagnose a targeted individual with a brain tumor that he doesn't have. In the manifesto, he basically states that they're doing it because it's the fear that the guy's going to die, that the fear that the diagnosed person will experience is what counts. It's not. Even though it is, but it's not. It's done for two reasons. Okay? One is for the insurance fraud concerning that person who is given the intentional false diagnosis going back to the doctor repeatedly so they can bilk the insurance. That's why they're called the money bags in the manifesto. The second is because a lot of targeted individuals end up being non-consensual human experimentation targets. Just bear with me. Now, listen to this. If you went to YouTube right now, or the best thing actually to do, go to Google and type in John Hall, January 2013, radio interview, I think it was on Coast to Coast. You'll hear a segment of him talking as he's being interviewed on the radio to a guy that calls in to the radio show that John Hall is on. That person talks about the silent sound spectrum being delivered over and through his phone. Okay? Now, John Hall then talks about how these perpetrators are using electronics to harvest EEG signatures and emotional clusters. Now, if you went to YouTube and typed in Connie Marshall, targeted individual, Louisville, Kentucky, she talks about when she was using her phone, all of a sudden her thoughts became paralyzed. I'll make a video about that tomorrow, about all that, and when I do, you will completely understand what I'm talking about in its entirety. In its entirety. Okay? And it'll be described in layman's terms. And you will also be given verbal instructions concerning what documents you can go to online to research that all the statements I'm making in this one are factual realities. Now I want you to listen to this. Just listen closely.
Media outlets are using product placement advertising and also drug advertising. I mean, how many times have you seen this the pharmaceutical companies selling directly to consumers using television and radio? Happens all the time. That doesn't happen in many countries. Only in the United States, because we are the ones that are consuming, and we want to go to our doctors and say, have you heard about that one drug that's supposed to make me a superhuman? You know, and that's the thing, is that people hear about these drugs and they think, oh boy, I'll take them, and then what happens, they have these horrible side effects, and they end up either dying, or they become, crippled, or harmed, or, even, what was it, the USA Today, a couple days ago, and I posted this on my Facebook page, they recently reported that one of the most abused iatrogenic artifacts is antipsychotics that have been prescribed in older patients for dementia. And some are going as far as claiming that this is a way to kill off older patients with plausible deniability, making them less of a burden on health care. That's not all. There also seems to be abuses in prescribing antibiotics for colds and unneeded colonoscopies, and even, get a load of this, cancer misdiagnosis. In other words, they tell you, you've got cancer, and you just basically say, get it out of me, get it out of me. You get surgery, you don't need it because the tumor was not cancerous, they made a mistake, or, because the thing is, cancer and all these other things, colonoscopies, they are cash cows. And people want, when they hear that C word, they immediately, gotta get something done, gotta do something, gotta take a drug, gotta change my diet, gotta change my life. Being reported that doctors who overprescribe the medications and procedures are doing what they think might help, often without first trying safer or more effective alternatives. The question is whether or not these drugs and procedures are necessary, and whether or not the business end of healthcare takes precedent over the care in the healthcare industry. That makes sense? I hope so. 888-673-3700. That's 888-673-3700 tonight.
Okay, so the point and the reason why I decided to make this video, it's too dark out right now for you to see my face. I'll just speak with my hand. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make in this particular video is look at the manifesto. And whatever you do, don't throw it out and don't dismiss it. Don't call it crazy. Because if you then take additional time to research gang stalking on the internet, okay, I'll throw you a bone right now. Tomorrow I'll make that video, like I told you I would, and it will be put, its YouTube title will be put in the description of this YouTube video. Copy and paste it into YouTube, and then you'll be able to watch the video that's got cooperating physical evidence that you can go to, okay, on the internet, so you can see every single statement that I made is true. Now, the bone I'm going to throw you in this one before I close this video is go to Google and type in surveillanceissues.com. Thoroughly look at everything under the Hearing Voices feature. Just do it. That's right, baby cakes. Okay? I do what I do to inform, to expose the truth. The truth. My life has been totally and 100% completely intentionally wrecked by these whores, okay, who are gang stalking me for insurance fraud, illegally trying to attempt to take syndicated probate control of me, to co-opt my finances, exploit my insurance, and exploit me sexually in a syndicated run group home. That's right. In order to be able to not make money just off that, but as a result of my monthly finances being co-opted, they can flip the house that they put me in, because these group homes hold anywhere between 6 to 7 to 11 separate people. All of them, the group home owners, okay, what they do have co-opted not just my checks every month, my Social Security checks, through corrupt syndicated probate attorneys and judges, but they've also done the same thing to the other individuals who are living in the home. So we got anywhere between 7 to 12 people in one home that the manager is getting checks for in their name every month. That means that they can flip that property probably at least 8 times faster than they normally would. Then they take the cash and run. While our lives are completely, from every single angle, totally and completely destroyed, while we're being tortured for insurance fraud and for human trafficking. Money off of every angle, and even human experimentation as well. That's right, baby cakes, you would not believe what I know. And if you look at every description concerning what I state in the video that is in the description of this YouTube video, you'll be able to see that every single thing that I've stated in this video is the absolute, complete truth. They're doing this to everybody they can do it to. Elderly people, single women, single mothers, single fathers, people on disability, veterans. Oh man, it burns my butt when they're doing it to the veterans as well. Okay, so just and they're doing this to anybody. Okay, and these are not the only criminal motivations that they have for people either. They're going after young girls like you would not believe. They don't care if this girl comes from a healthy family or not, because they'll target the family to get to the girl. You would not believe what I know. And I'm talking about they're doing this in suburbs, the inner cities, the ghettos, Skid Row, you name it. Gated communities, they're doing this to anybody and everybody they feel they can do it and get away with it. Literally. I'm talking about anybody. So please look in the description of this YouTube video. And this is happening in every community in the United States. Gang stalking is happening in every community in the United States. I know it for a literal fact. I've been investigating this crime now. I've been experiencing it openly now for 13 full years. And since I finally found a name for it on June 9, 2009, I've been investigating it every single day on the internet since then. So I've cross-referenced the educated knowledge to the experience. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? So please, please share this with your neighbors. Okay? Get the word out. Because you and your loved ones is literally the reason why I'm making this video. I don't care how it sounds to you, or, you know, all you gotta do is research. Just research what I'm saying. That's all you gotta do. Alright, I appreciate you listening, and have a nice day.